Morning, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch, Friday, December 12th, 2025. Folks, we are going to continue the discussion on the geomagnetic excursion resulting in a multipolar field, a topic that absolutely nobody else is discussing. I continue to see on the internet people saying that there's going to be a pole flip. And these people don't know what they're talking about. They have not done their homework. And they're misleading you. So once again, let's go through the process. The pole flip, a magnetic pole flip. So it starts off here, and actually started around 1904, Nunavut, Canada. This is the point of the pole flip, right over here, okay? The time it takes to get from here to here is an average of 7,000 years. Now, some will argue and say, well, it can happen 10 times faster, therefore 700 years. So it's only been 121 years right here, okay? We're right here, the geomagnetic excursion. So far, it's an excursion. There is no indication at this time that it's going to result in a pole flip way over here. Don't worry about it. We're not going to be here. Okay. These people don't know what they're talking about, and they are misleading you. What they're also not telling you, most of them, is yes, it's on an excursion. Yes, it's on a beeline course from Nunavut, Canada to Siberia. It can slow down, stop, and go back home. Okay, it could. Nobody knows. Okay, nobody knows. And again, what they're not telling you is from here to here, somewhere right in the middle, our protective magnetic field develops a multipolar magnetic pole configuration. Chaotic, wandering, unstable. It can develop 4, 6, 8 magnetic poles. That is what happens in between. This is what we need to be concerned about. These are the signs I'm trying to point out or suggest in my observational opinion. Okay. This is what severely destabilizes our protective magnetosphere, which results in increased levels of ultraviolet radiation, including ultraviolet C level radiation. Now, you can read articles, you can listen to people on the internet. Oh, well, don't worry about it. We're protected by our magnetic field, which is destabilizing, okay? So these levels are getting through and reaching us. So I found a couple of computer animations on the internet. I'm going to show you a couple of long-term variations of our magnetic field going from here to here. But again, it's what happens in the middle. Multiple magnetic poles all over the place. So let's take a look. This first video is a computer animation of the switch of the magnetic poles 780,000 years ago, red being north, blue being south. So this is almost 2 minutes long. Let's have a watch. So again, in the middle, it's going to start developing a multipolar field, north, north, a couple of souths. One, two, three north poles and 3 south poles. It'll continue to destabilize. Into now a multipolar field, not stable, not in one place, meandering and wandering all over the place. This is the stage I believe we're in the beginning of. Then through thousands of years, it becomes to reorganize itself during the switch. This next simulation was during the excursion 42,000 years ago. Here's our multipolar field. You can see our magnetic field lines coming back in through the Indian Ocean as an example. And it begins to settle down again. Now, unfortunately, there's people out there on the internet, people with very large followings who are either one, they don't know what they're talking about, and their following are being misguided, or otherwise other people who are put in place to distract, misguide you. So, for example, I was listening to Mr. Tim Pool just a few days ago, and he was talking about the South Atlantic anomaly, but he kept on calling it the South Atmospheric anomaly. Therefore, Mr. Poole didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't do any prior research or study. He just went on there and started blabbing. Okay. Or you also have people who associate the coming pole flip with this micronova crustal displacement theory. It's two different subject matters, but this is what they think. So therefore, they think by the 2030s, 2040s, there's going to be a pole flip. They're misguided by spooks. So you need to do your own studies and homeworks, like I do. I mean, obviously I know a lot, but I will still sit down and I'll do hours, sometimes days of studies and come up with what I'm showing you. Now, several days or a week ago, 4 days ago, I came across this article. The title is misleading, which states, secret weather program allegedly exposes Americans to toxic chemicals and deadly UV rays. This last part is misleading. I'll try and include the link. It's a long link. But the message, the underlying message that in this report is that the use of stratospheric aerosol injections, chemtrails, is for the protection against ultraviolet sea level radiation, which is not supposed to be reaching the Earth, but which is because of our weakening magnetic field. So again, I'll include the link. So the purpose of my bringing that to your attention and including the link is not to entertain all the different conspiracy theories about chemtrails. One of the two persons that I mentioned actually denies they exist because he's been put in place by the government to deflect away from what's happening, truly. But anyway, so there is the public perception and misinformation about chemtrails, which the government allows. They allow the misdirection because it serves as a distraction. And yes, there are other applications for the use of stratospheric aerosol injections, obviously. And there's lots of conspiracies about it. However, folks, The two main contents of the particles used is 1, aluminum, and 2, barium. These two are highly effective in the reflection of ultraviolet sea level radiation. Now, as far as the contents, these are often cited in various articles. And yeah, some people are going to say, well, aluminum is found in our water and it's responsible for the forest fires and all that. Yeah, there could be adverse side effects, but that's not the purpose of this video. Both aluminum and barium are used to reflect ultraviolet sea level radiation. Especially aluminum is very effective in reflecting the wavelengths of 200 to 280 nanometers, which is the ultraviolet sea level radiation, which penetrates through our atmosphere because of the destabilization of our protective magnetic field, which allows increased cosmic radiation comes in, which depletes the ozone, and so on. So where do I see SAIs, stratospheric aerosol injections? Where do I see them common? I see them often over the region of the United Kingdom, Bay of Biscay, France, Spain, Portugal region. That is precisely where all the grids failed in April 28, 2025. The Portugal grid failure, the Spain grid failure, partial failure in France, airport ATC systems failures, United Kingdom subway system, United Kingdom subway station or substations, explosions, fires, and all the heat detections. As I have pointed out before, I believe that is one area developing a weak zone because of multipolar fields developing. Another area where I often see chemtrails, Mediterranean, southern Italy region, Capiflagra, Vesuvius, Etna, all throughout that region. Next, Pacific Northwest of the United States, the Cascadia Volcanic Arc. Third, my area, southern Okanagan, like clockwork. The day before incoming solar weather events, they start spraying. Why? Because I'm surrounded by volcanoes. That's why. I can judge how intense a solar storm is going to be by counting the number of planes. I see 6 planes. Oh, it's just going to be a G1 minor. 8, 9 planes. Oh, it's going to be a G2 moderate. Wow, a dozen planes. We're going to have a very strong solar storm coming in. My observational opinion. So folks, for among other reasons, they spray over certain areas using aluminum and barium. Do your own research, Google it, read the articles, which are highly effective in reflecting back UVC radiations. Not deflecting, but reflecting back. This all goes with my beliefs that we're in the beginning stages of developing a multipolar field. It started here. Don't believe the idiots saying that this is going to happen soon. This is anywhere from 700 to 7,000 years away. It could be 2,000 years. It could be 12,000 years. We're not going to be here. We've just started here. We're around here somewhere. And this is what happened during the Lachamps excursion. The development of a multipolar field which resulted in increased levels of ultraviolet C radiation. This is why they retreated to the caves for protection. This is why the Aborigines in South America, in Australia, coated their skin with a ochre-based mud, because they found out that that protects them from the burning sensation. They were actually a lot smarter then than most modern humans will be now or soon in what to do to protect themselves. Don't you think? So anyway, folks, I'm bringing all the pieces of the puzzle together again. Stratospheric aerosol injections over a few select areas, including the northeast quadrant of the United States. And there you go. I think that's going to be it for now. As you were, dismissed.